Hey Algebra 2, welcome to another lesson in Unit 3. This one we're going to get a little bit jazzy. I've got, if you're taking color-coded notes today, it might be helpful to have a couple different highlighters to kind of keep some of the things we're going to do today straight. Because today we are going to be dividing polynomials. And there are several different methods to dividing polynomials, like long division or something called synthetic division. I'm going to teach a method that I find students are able to connect to a little bit better using the area method, which is why when we were multiplying, I required you do the area method down here. So because of that, it's just going to make this stuff a little bit easier. To kind of keep everything straight. So before we jump into division, I want to do one little warm up. We need to multiply to kind of get into this little area method again. So I want to multiply x plus 8 and x squared minus 3x plus 2. Multiply these two things together. So when I'm multiplying a binomial, 1, 2, times a trinomial, 1, 2, 3, I want to make an area box that has two, sometimes I call them window panes, but it's got like two pieces for both of my terms down here. And then across the top, x squared, negative 3x, and 2. So it's kind of a longer little area box here. And then for this area method, in order to multiply these two things together, I'm going to multiply each term times the other and then add up all 6 of these boxes when I'm done. So x times x squared, that's x to the third. 8 times x squared is 8x squared. X times negative 3x, that's negative 3x squared. Negative 3x times 8, negative 24x. X times 2, and x times 16. Now, this is great. This isn't all the way simplified, though. I need to combine my like terms. And generally, not always, but generally your like terms are going to be on the diagonal from each other here like this. Notice there's nothing diagonal to the 16 and nothing diagonal to the x cubed, so those don't have one. So your answer is x to the cubed, x to the third, plus these two. So 8x squared minus 3x squared is 5x squared. Negative 24x plus 2 is negative 22x plus 16. So each of those pieces kind of worked together there. Now, we're going to divide. So when you're dividing, you are going to know one of the sides. You're going to know one of the lengths. And you're going to know what should be going in all of these boxes. But what you will not know is the other like width, the other length. I guess another little warm up to kind of remember how to do this, right? If I had 42 divided by 7, something like this. Another way to write this, 7 with that little other division sign, 42. I want you to see the similarity here. Here was my x plus 8 is the length or whatever, the length or the width, divided by the answer, right? divided by the answer, the area. So whatever you get on top, that's the width. That's the similarity here between like division with numbers like this and polynomial division. Okay, here we go. And give yourself some grace here. Go nice and slow. There's going to be a lot of numbers flying in many directions. So we'll start with this one. X to the third plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 2. This polynomial with 4 terms divided by x plus 2. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our little box here. I'm going to kind of make this one a little bigger. And I don't know how long it has to be. If it's going to be 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know. All I know is x plus 2. And I know what goes in these boxes here is going to be kind of the bigger term here, the thing that I'm being divided by. So x to the third is the only one I'm going to do to start, okay? So this, with dividing polynomials, I just want you to keep asking yourself these 2 questions. The 2 questions are, x times what is x to the third? So for this term here, x times what is x to the third? X times what is x to the third? X squared. And check that as you go. So x times x squared, that's 3 x's. That'll be x squared, x to the third. Then multiply this down, just a normal multiply. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. Now, I know that these 2 boxes here are going to add up to my x squared term. So what I want to ask here is 2x squared plus what is 5x squared? 2x squared plus what is 5x squared? And I know it's 5 because that's what's written in my number I'm dividing here. And you can subtract, like you can do it the opposite way, but 5x squared, in order to make 5x squared, 2x squared plus what is 5x squared? It's 3. 3x squared. And that's it. Those are the 2 questions. Now I'm going to start over. X times what? X times what is 3x squared? 3. And then I need 2 x's. I only have 1. So 1 more x, 3x. Multiply it normally. 3x times 2 is 6x. Then start this one again. 6x plus what is going to give me 7x? 6x plus what gives me 7x? 1x. Okay, and repeat this question again. X times what is 1x plus 1? Multiply 2 times 1 is 2. And then the last question I want to ask you here has to do with the remainder. Remember, sometimes there's like a remainder in dividing. But 2 plus what is 2? 2 plus what is 2? 0. So my remainder is 0. So my answer is what's written here on the top. X squared plus 3x plus 1. Let's do it again. Example. X to the third minus x squared minus 11x plus 15 divided by x minus 3. So I'm going to do the setup in the same way. I've got x minus 3 on the side, and x cubed is the only thing I know yet, like in my boxes. Because I just have to do some backwards thinking to fill out the rest of them. So my first question is, x times what will give me x to the third? X squared. And double check that, 3x's, x to the third. Multiply this down, negative 3x squared. All right, these two need to add up to negative 1x squared. So negative 3x squared plus what is negative 1x squared? Positive 2x squared. And double check that, negative 3 plus 2 is 1, negative 1. Okay? Start over. X times what is 2x squared? 2x, because I need 2 x's. Multiply that down. This will be 6x. Now, these two, I want to stay in the same order. These two need to add up. Oh, no, sorry. This is negative 3, so negative 6x. These two need to add up to negative 11x. So negative 6 plus what is negative 11? Negative 5x. X times what is negative 5x? Negative 5. Multiply this down, positive 15. Let's check if there's a remainder. 15 plus what is going to give me 15? 0. So there's no remainder is what that means. And my answer is x squared plus 2x minus 5. Now, a good way to check this, if you ever were unsure of your answer, just multiply these two together and you should get this. Let's do one more example just to get a little more repetition. X to the third minus 2x squared minus 7x plus 24 divided by x plus 3. Absolutely, there will be more complicated factors and starting points, but I think starting kind of more simple is important with this one. Same two questions you're asking over and over. X times what is x to the third? X squared. Multiply it down. 3x squared. Now, 3x squared plus what is negative 2x squared? Negative 5x squared. Okay, x times what is negative 5x squared? Negative 5x. Multiply this down. Negative 5x times 3 is negative 15x. Okay. These two need to add up to negative 7x. So negative 15 plus 8x will give me negative 7x. X times what is negative 8? Or I'm sorry, x times what is 8x? Just 8. And 8 times 3 is 24. Let's check if there's a remainder. 24 times what or plus what is 24? 0. So there's no remainder. My answer is what's on top here? X squared minus 5x plus 8. I will post some more videos of the different methods to dividing if you're